Wednesday Live. I'm Natalie Hankins, business and mindset coach, and today I will be talking about how to build your business without wasting your time. So, this is a topic that's very important to me because I have two adult children with special needs still living at home. So, let me know, is this an important topic for you too? I think it is because I know we're all busy as entrepreneurs. And so let me go ahead and activate the chat and say hi to me if you're joining me live, and let's get right into it. So, my number one strategy for getting massively more productive in my business is to decide what you're going to do every day to move your business forward and commit to those activities every day. So I recommend that you create a chart, a daily checklist of those income producing activities that you will commit to doing every day. There are three activities that I am committed to that I know will move my business forward. And those are inviting people into my world, nurturing my audience, and making offers to help. So this is all well and good, right? But don't let the thought, I don't have time, stop you, right? Just be aware of that thought. Is it a fact, or are you actually using that as an excuse? So there was one particular strategy that I felt like I didn't have time for. And when I took that to my coach, she helped me to realize that it wasn't actually that I didn't have time. I was using that as an excuse for not doing the strategy because I felt uncomfortable doing the strategy. Because the activity itself only took 15 minutes to do. But I was pushing it off until the last thing of the day because that was uncomfortable. And then I ran out of time. So we can have all the strategy in the world, and there's a lot of free strategy out there, right? But we won't do the strategy unless we have the right mindset, right? The mindset model is our thoughts create our feelings motivate our actions, and our actions give us our results. So if, when I was feeling uncomfortable, I wasn't taking action. That's because, again, our feelings motivate our actions. So that's why it's so important to identify those thoughts that are stopping us, because our thoughts create our feelings. And train our brains to refocus on a thought that will empower us to take action. And this is exactly how I help my clients. I listen for those automatic negative thoughts and limiting beliefs because we all have them, right? We're all human, so we all have the automatic negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. And actually, according to the National Science Foundation, 80% of our thoughts are negative. So that's crazy. And so I listen for those thoughts and limiting beliefs that are stopping us from taking action. And then I help my clients to refocus on a more empowering thought that they also believe. And this is really important because, I don't really recommend just grabbing any affirmation out of a book or something, because if we don't believe the affirmation that we're telling ourselves, then that's like we're lying to ourselves. So that doesn't really help, right? So I'll just give you an example of like an action, right, that we want to be taking in our business every day, but might feel uncomfortable, right? So I know from personal experience, like following up can feel uncomfortable. And we all know that this is important in our business. We've all heard it takes at least 7 touch points, right, for someone to become a client. But so why aren't we doing it, right? It's because we feel uncomfortable. That's why. So just question, is it really true that you don't have time? Or are you choosing not to do the action because it feels uncomfortable. And start taking a note of how long the action that you want to do actually takes. So it's important to be clear on the facts, right? And so whenever you're telling yourself you don't have time, it's also important to look at what is the time that you do have, right? We look at the facts, we look at the positive, because it's only those positive thoughts that will move us forward. So I do recommend taking a note of how long each activity takes that you want to commit to, and then schedule and block out time for these activities. Yes, you need to schedule time for the weekly scheduling. And I know it may seem like scheduling will take up even more time. And believe me, I've had this thought before. But I promise you that you will save time with the weekly scheduling, because you won't be wasting time wondering like what to do at any given time. And you won't get distracted by the things that come up, because life will happen, right? Life happens. In fact, life is happening to me again today. My furnace is on the fritz and it's 25 degrees here in Erie, Colorado. So thankfully, someone's coming out later today and I was still able to go live with you. But that's an example of something that I would have had to prioritize over going live, right? If the if the HVAC guy was going to be here at the same time, but luckily it all worked out. Um, so it's so important to do the scheduling, because without the scheduling, you may think that you actually have more time than you have, or you might get stuck in this negative thought loop of I don't have time. So because of the mindset model, our thoughts create our results, right? So when you're thinking I don't have time, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because again, like for an example, if you think I don't have time, then you might feel frustrated. And that's a negative emotion. So when you're feeling frustrated, you don't do anything productive. And then, so therefore, you don't do anything that's on your to-do list, right? And you still have your whole to-do list to do, and you literally didn't make time for your to-do list. So this is how directly our thoughts create our results. And, you know, time is limited on this earth. That is a fact. So you want to prioritize what's most important to you. And I help my clients do this through my time prioritization system that I created in 2020. So my daughter has a disability, so we decided to keep her home from her day program until she got the vaccine. So I really had to come up with a way of prioritizing everything that's important in my life, because I'm not willing to compromise on my health, my business, or my family. So, you know, the absolute best way to ensure that you're making time for what's most important to you and that you're not wasting time is to do the weekly scheduling. So, my third tip is believe that your plan will work and don't waste time worrying about your business. You have to know how to manage your mind. So, as entrepreneurs, we've all had those times when we didn't reach our goals. And even Grant Cardone, I'm reading his book 10X. Even Grant Cardone, you know, when he started a business, right? When he wanted to start a business, he thought for sure he was going to be successful right off the bat, but it took him 3 years. So, like, no entrepreneur, there's just not one. I mean, I can confidently say that no entrepreneur has come right out of the gate achieving their goals and being successful, right? We have to learn from our failures and move forward. So, as entrepreneurs, we have to know how to manage our minds, because we're going to fail, right? And again, negative emotions don't motivate us to take that productive action. So all that time that we spend worrying about our business is actually time that's wasted. So here's a tip for how to get out of that negative thought loop is look at your circumstances. So one thing I learned from my life coach school certification and the mindset coaching is that our circumstances don't actually create our results. It's our thoughts about our circumstances that create our results. So it's important to look at the facts of our circumstances. So what is actually working for you in your business? And what is actually not working, right? Or is it that you spent so much time worrying about your business that you actually haven't followed through on your action plan? It's so important to refocus on your goal and how you're going to achieve it. And that's how we can turn things around, right? It's important to remember that only positive thoughts move us forward. If you're having trouble focusing on the positive, and I mean, I get it because look, again, we're all human. And because of that, we all have like these thoughts that we've maybe been believing for years, right? Like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have time, right? And it just seems like a true fact. But, our thoughts are not actually facts, our thoughts are opinions. So we can choose to believe them or not. So question whether or not that thought is really true, right? And this is why the mindset coaching is so valuable, because I help you to break through those automatic negative thoughts and limiting beliefs and help you to get to believe in that more empowering thought, right? That will move you forward. So, and here's the deal about time. Time can't be managed. Time just exists, right? Only our minds can be managed around time. So if we have a managed mind, we know how to process emotions, redirect to the positive, and refocus on our goals. Then we're going to be so much more productive. So I would love to help you with the mindset and the strategy to move your business forward. I offer a free strategy session in which we will look at the bottlenecks in your business and the obstacles that are holding you back. And I will help you to break through those obstacles through my signature process. And my signature process includes the strategy and the mindset to double your business and be massively more productive so that you get things done. And I actually just taught this strategy in my new group coaching program, Confident Entrepreneurs Thrive. So if you would like to schedule a free strategy session in the comments below, and I look forward to helping you build your business with confidence without wasting your time.